Welcome to the Hollywood Scholar. I'm Jed Morgan, and this video is going to be actually a surprise review of the movie The Menu, starring Anna Taylor-Joy, Ralph Fiennes, and several others. Now, I initially wasn't going to do a review on this movie because it came out a while ago. I just wasn't super interested. I was going to see it because Anna Taylor-Joy's involvement. She was in two of my favorite movies from the last couple of years, respectively The Northman and the Last Night in Soho film from Edgar Wright, so I was interested in seeing what she had next coming to the table. But I heard a few rough things about it, so I steered clear and randomly happened to watch it last night, and it turns out that those rough things I heard about it were 100% correct. There will be spoilers ahead, so spoiler alert. While the show gets its suspense very good, there's a lot of cool suspense, a lot of great acting from specifically Ralph Fiennes. Ralph Fiennes kills it in the role of the chef. There's some really cool atmospheric aspects of it, but when you think about the plot for more than a second and the character development for more than a second, it's a cobbled together mess that focuses more on the suspense aspect of things than the logical progression aspect of things. And there's definitely a degree of wokeness in this movie that is undeniable, specifically because there's an entire course. The movie is broken into different courses in this big meal that they're taking part of, and each is supposed to be some sort of intellectual message to the guests who are being punished by the chef for being rich jerks. And one of these courses near the middle is an entire course about how bad men are. Like, the chef turns it over to a sous chef who's a woman who's like, he tried to have sex with me and I said no, and that's because he's a man. He gets away with it because he's a man, and I'm gonna stab him because he's a man. So she does that, and then all the men are given a chance to go run out into the woods and get beat up by the staff chasing them. It's one of the weirdest things, and the women get together on one table. It's the only time that this happens, and the women just commiserate about how evil men are. That is just a random side point of the entire movie that has nothing to do with the overall plot and doesn't really move things forward or develop in any way besides a little, oh yeah, we hate men type deal. It was very awkward and shoehorned in. And in terms of character development, a lot of it didn't make sense. Ralph Fiennes' character is one of the only ones that I saw a logical progression for, from where he started the movie to where he ended it, how he was affected by the decisions of other characters, specifically Anna Taylor-Joy's Margot character. There were some interesting scenes and development between the two of them. Besides that, everyone else just kind of randomly made decisions, and by the end of it, they were all completely different people for no sorts of logical progression. Specifically in the fact that they all just randomly accept their deaths at the end. The ending is weird and really the worst part of it, because Anna Taylor-Joy managed to take a single photo that she saw in the chef's mansion that showed him at a fast food joint making a hamburger back when he was a teenager. And she uses that to leverage him into making her some real food, a real cheeseburger that she gets to go. And that's how she manages to escape, because she weaponizes his past. It is interesting, a little too philosophical for my taste, and doesn't super work, but it works enough that I'm okay with it. But everybody else is just like, oh yeah, let's die. We're going to be s'mores now. And they're just like, accepting. They're very, very accepting. And I believe that a few characters may have come to accept their deaths by the end of it, specifically the woman of the older man who gets his finger cut off. I can see her accepting her death by the end of it. But like the actor, no reason for him to accept it. The only bad thing he did in the eyes of the chef was star in a bad movie a few years ago. That's the only bad thing he did in the eyes of the chef. I mean, he's a dick and not really a great person, but that was his crime for which he's getting killed for. So why would you accept it? And there is a group of three guys who were like robbing the boss that the chef works for. They all kind of work for the same person who gets killed early in the movie. They're just like, oh yeah, we embezzled a crap ton of money, but let's just sit here and die. That was the weirdest part, is the serenity that all these characters had. If you had built up a reason for that, had like individual scenes where they break down and accept the monsters that they are, then you can have that serenity moment. But they don't develop nearly anyone besides Margot's character, and then the character from the X-Men movies, I can't remember his name, but he just is really one of the worst parts of it as well. He just randomly leaves, and they don't say where he goes, or I missed where he went. He just walks out the back of the kitchen, and we never see him again. Did he get to live, or was he killed back there? Who knows? But yeah, he's the only character who really should have been serene in that final scene in the s'mores, and he wasn't even there, because he knew going there was going to his death. He specifically brought Margot knowing that she was going to die there. So he's the only one who previously prepared to die. From the guest perspective, all the staff knew they were going to die. It was really weird, and the motivations of every single character besides Ralph Fiennes and Margot made absolutely no sense whatsoever. From a writing standpoint, I'd give this movie maybe a 3 out of 10 from a atmospheric standpoint, it could get a 6 or a 7. There were some cool atmospheric things, a few good shocks. It really just wasn't that good. If it weren't for Ralph Fiennes' performance carrying the movie, this movie would suffer substantially. Substantially. I really can't imagine a worse suspense movie that I've seen in a while, a worse thriller, a worse horror movie. It is just cobbled together by an idiot focusing on how much that they love food. There's so much food porn in this movie that they think that carries it and excuses away all the horrendous writing aspects of it. I do not recommend anyone to watch The Menu because it will hurt your brain because of how stupid it is. Overall, balancing everything out, I give this movie maybe a 4 out of 10, and that's being a little bit generous in my opinion considering how awful the script was. I'd probably give it all that just for the acting involved. But anyway, that's all I have for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Anon.
Hey, yo, are you feeling what I'm doing up in here? Oh, I know you are. Do you miss all the good, compelling stories that we used to get back in Hollywood that they ain't putting down no more? I know you missing it. So check out my book series, Odyssey of a Phoenix, a mythological epic about philosophy, morality, and modern-day mental illness issues, baby. Book 1, Down in Flames. Book 2, Apocalypse Then. These are currently on sale. What are you waiting for? Get your hands on them. And we got Book 3, Kill the Dark, is coming down the pipeline. Just wait for all the good stuff that's dropping. You ain't gonna be disappointed, fam.